What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bub710. What's going on? Today, I'm gonna watch a video about this guy, this mysterious guy, this unique, one-of-a-kind individual named Jon Jones. Jon Bones Jones, phenomenal wrestler, phenomenal MMA fighter, one hell of an athlete, if I do say so myself. Will never be a guy like this again. Never in the history of MMA there will be a guy like Jon Jones. He's way too talented. He's always evolving his game every time he gets in there. But there's a big problem with Jon Jones, everybody. He cannot stay away from the law. And we're going to watch a video called Jon Jones, the villain who rewrote history. And let's see what happens here, because Jon Bones Jones got arrested. At the time of this video, he got arrested for some kind of drug test and said that he threatened to kill them. That's not in this video, but I'm doing that because of what happened. I want to watch this video and see the villain who rewrote history.
It's been an honor to watch you become the youngest ever UFC champion. It's been an honor to watch you become the heavyweight champion, and I can't wait to see you again. Welcome back, and congratulations on achieving your goal.
Last thing.
I mean, the asterisk is there because of the steroids and the picograms and all of that stuff. I say Demetrius Johnson's the GOAT, but that's for another video.
Jon Jones is an anomaly in more ways than one.
I have found myself and had to catch myself when explaining how good Jon Jones is. I have began to say that he was chosen by God.
Over the course of his illustrious career, Jones has demonstrated an uncanny resistance to failure. Considering who he is and his lifestyle, he should not be where he is today.
You have to quit.
I feel like if you watch this video, Jon Jones is the Mike Tyson of MMA. That's how I would put it. He's more of the Mike Tyson of MMA.
Everything he's ever accomplished now, because this is back-to-back. Normally, if a guy tests positive, Dana, it's a year, it's 4 years, it's 5 years. Not the very next fight after he comes back off of suspension.
When you think of a mixed martial artist, you think of a role model, a respectful, classy, and good-natured individual. But then you look at Jon Jones, and he is the very antithesis of all that. As the man himself will tell you.
I don't want to sit up here and make promises and say that I'm going to be a saint, because I'm a wild motherfucker at the end of the day.
And yet, it's 2023, and Jon Jones is the most beloved hero in the sport of mixed martial arts.
Which is
He
true.
shouldn't be able to do this, but he keeps doing it.
Jon Jones is one of the most gifted fighters that I've ever met, maybe the most gifted fighter that I've ever met.
But then why, Dana?
I don't know. Only he can answer that question.
Welcome to the fighting business. Another pay-per-view down, and more stories to be told. Jon Jones has dispatched of Cyril Gane in a matter of seconds. And the villain of the story is once again at the top of the MMA world, but this time hailed as a hero.
Bonjour. Comment ça va?
Join me on TFD Talks for more conversation on the world of combat sports. We'll be happy to have you over there. But for now, let's jump into the story of UFC 285. Another domination by Jon Jones.
He made that fight look easy. He made it look very easy, which is crazy. Cyril Gane's a world-class striker. Very, very gifted, very fast too for his size, very fast. And Jones just picked him apart, which is crazy. When I watched that fight, I was like, there's no way he choked him out that fast. He went right into it.
And for a guy who seemed to have tarnished his legacy to the point of no return, he still makes it look effortlessly easy. In 2008, 21-year-old Jon Jones made his UFC debut.
21.
Undefeated prospect touted as one of the new generation fighters for his first few fights.
And the crazy thing too about Jon Jones, like, it wasn't like, oh, like, he was like a D1 wrestler like most of these guys. He was like a D2, D3 wrestler. He went to like little schools and stuff like that.
Jones did well, demonstrating sufficient skill set and raw potential, But it was his fight against Brandon Vera where we realized that this 22-year-old wasn't just a prospect, he was a phenom. Within a few short years of his debut, Jon Jones captured the light heavyweight championship from a renowned fighter, and he went on to debilitate, destroy, and demolish. This 24-year-old was not just a phenom, he was the one. Jon Jones was the epitome of a mixed martial artist,
crazy.
talented, skillful, but most importantly, he was devoted to...
Now to the latest on the investigation to Jon Bones Jones.
Jon Bones Jones finds himself in some trouble.
Don't wreck the Bentley.
As his professional career took off, his personal life began to unravel, and a lot of the discord bled into his UFC career. Suddenly, Jon Jones became the biggest heel in the company. He was disrespectful, impulsive, and even borderline sociopathic. MMA fans hoped that one day, the light heavyweight champion would be given his due consequences, and yet, he kept on winning. The lead up to the second Daniel Cormier fight was a roller coaster of emotion for MMA fans, with the majority still booing DC at the UFC 197 presser for fighting a coked up Jon Jones, I guess.
As I address these people in here.
Oh my god, DC and Jon Jones. The rivalry between these two, I think, would be like the biggest, most hatred between two people ever in the martial arts community. I think they go way surpass Conor McGregor and Habib. Like, the way these two were talking to each other, like, it's crazy. I was surprised they never really fought outside the ring. Like, I mean, they did fight at the press conference, but I'm saying, like, at one of those things, but I'm saying, like, if they, like, Masvidal did, I would see something like that happen between these two. Like, but DC's a very respectful man and stuff like that.
I haven't wrecked my vehicle. I haven't been suspended. You cheer this guy for saying he's not going to do these things anymore, but you boo me. Thank you.
But then the UFC 200 incident happened, and fight fans started to realize
and you're on
there was
200
a common denominator, and his name was Jon Jones. He was vilified and hated by a large majority of MMA fans for the UFC 200 debacle and his failed drug test. Cormier, the champion, was the fan favorite, and there was a lot of hope riding on his shoulders. Jones had made a mockery of the...
This is what I was talking about right here. This is what I was talking about where they fought at the press conference
the
thing.
drug test failure and his chaotic personality, and it was upon DC.
You see this right here?
We
gotta go back real fast.
To and hope riding on his
right
shoulders.
Here.
Jones had made a mockery of the sport with
the got a little tussle right here.
His chaotic personality, and it was upon DC, an active champion, an ambassador to serve justice. The super villain of MMA was going to get what was coming to him.
You're not gonna catch me with a you're not gonna catch me with a high kick to the head, a left high kick, Jon Jones. You're not gonna catch me, Jon Jones. What happened? He got knocked out.
As soon as the head kick crumbled Cormier, the jeers were reduced to whispers, and it was Jon Jones who was hailed as a hero of the night, despite entering the octagon to a shower of boos. Nobody was talking about his failed drug test and his antics outside the UFC. All that mattered was that Jon Jones, despite his chaotic lifestyle and disrespectful attitude, was the winner. And he wrote history that night.
I feel like the best is yet to come. You know, at age 30, I feel like I'm in my physical and mental prime.
Despite this impressive victory over an all-time great in Cormier, the trouble continued for Jon Jones. In his second reign as a champion, Jones fell into regression, and after a controversial fight with Dominic Reyes, he vacated the light heavyweight title and returned to the sidelines. Over the next few years, Jon Jones became public enemy number one with his constant demands and Twitter outburst. Jon Jones was just looking for the perfect fight, they said. He was terrified of Francis Ngannou. He knew his end was near. He could no longer pulse. They said all that, and for a period of time, it did look like Jon Jones would never fight again. But in January of 2023, 3 years removed from his last fight, the former 205-pound champion announced that he would be returning, this time at the heavyweight division.
My thing with Jon Jones, if he never got arrested, never got caught for the picograms and stuff like that, I legit think this guy would went to heavyweight and mauled most of them. This guy is a monster. Like, this guy is physically, like, gifted fighting wise. His IQ is so crazy. For him to out wrestle an Olympian like of Daniel Cormier's capacity and his credentials and stuff is crazy if you think about it. If you sit down and actually think about the whole breakdown, everything with Jon Jones, it's very, very crazy.
And the guy to welcome him was Cyril Gane, a freak of nature.
He's a big, powerful, badass heavyweight who moves like a middleweight.
Which is very true.
Talented.
35 years old, regressing past his prime and rusty. This was definitely the end for Jon Jones. Gane was the first guy in over a decade to open up as a favorite to win. And a loss here would crumble everything around Jon Jones. All accusation against him over the years would come true. One loss, and Jon Jones would be nothing more than a pet-abusing, entitled past his prime weight bully. But on fight night, Jon Jones did what he always does.
Shocked the world.
Pressure was immense, and his legacy depended on the fight. And so within the first round, the former light heavyweight champion finished the most impressive heavyweight on the roster. He came back after a 3-year layoff and finished the #1 heavyweight in 2 minutes. Just like that, Jon Jones was the hero who wrote history.
See, my thing with MMA is most people understand it's not about, oh, #1 versus #2. Oh, this guy versus that guy. Sometimes, like, people don't want to fight because of styles. Like, those two style, Jon Jones' style definitely was better than Cyril Gane's style. And Jon Jones could definitely have beaten Cyril Gane if he took him to the ground and everything and showed him his wrestling skills like he used to wrestle people. Like, I believe, regardless of the fact you say he was, regardless of a favorite or non-favorite, I think Jon Jones would have won that 10, probably 9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10 times against Cyril Gane. If Cyril Gane didn't get lucky, he hit him with a nice punch. Like, Cyril Gane's good, but, like, I can't see him versus a wrestler like you saw him versus Stipe. Like, it's crazy, you know?
Winners write history and define the narrative. Always have and always will. And so Jon Jones keeps rewriting history time and time again. That is an enormous feat, and it speaks volume of just how special this guy really is, as he has done it numerous times over the course of his career. Biggest villain MMA has ever seen. The ultimate boss of the game.
I mean, if you want to put villain in other terms, there's other people who have done crazier things, like killed people, beat people to death almost, like kidnapped people, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't say Jon Jones is the villain for that, but, like, if you say he's done evil things, like, let's say right here, where in 2015 he had a hit and run where he hit a pregnant woman and ran away and came back later to grab money, allegedly, which also was a bull he tried to grab 2 out of the car, then ran away without telling nobody. So, I mean, if you want to put that in the hindsight of him being a bad guy, then yeah, we can say that. But there's other people out there worse than Jon Jones. Jon Jones is like the Mike Tyson, like I said earlier in the video. Like, I think some of these guys, when they win a lot and start getting all this press and being like, oh, I'm the best guy in the world, I'm the baddest guy in the world, I'm the baddest MFer in the world right now, like, come on, bro, like, at the age of 18, 20, 21, like, that's still young. Like, think about it, you get out of school in America at 18, 17, so 3 years out of high school, and you're a world champion, and everybody knows your name, you have money out of nowhere, you're getting sponsored by all these people, like, you already made history for yourself. So that's kind of crazy at the age of 18 or 21 to do that. And that's why you see a lot of people like Conor McGregor fall into, like, doing drugs, just getting in trouble a lot, not fighting no more, and just trying to keep a name by saying stuff to keep relevant. It's just crazy. Like, the sport we watch is just a very crazy thing to watch, because we idolize people in this sport that other people wouldn't idolize if you think about it the right way. Like, you like, oh man, Georges St. Pierre, you're like, you idolizing this guy, or like Khabib, like, oh, this guy's whatever, you know what I mean, or Conor McGregor, this guy's a coked up Irish guy. It's just a lot of stuff right there that we idolize and just can't think about sometimes, because we see these guys win. We like their fight styles, we like the way they do things, you know, like the way they talk on the mic. It's a lot, but then there's behind the scenes that we don't really know about, and that comes to light when we hear about it, and we get really sad when they're not fighting. Man, I really want to see Jon Jones fight Stipe and then retire, or fight Francis and retire. Like, he's a really good fighter. He's been around a long time, and he needs to write a book. This guy has fought. His credentials are crazy. From Lyoto Machida, Rampage Jackson, Rashad Evans, DC twice. You know, he has some crazy people on his resume. If I have to put it on my top 5, Jon Jones is up there with asterisks. He's probably fighting for in that spot. I don't really have, can't really give out a top 5 right now off the top of my head. There's so many different fighters to think about, you know, just for that. But he's very good. I wish the best for Jon Bones Jones, man. With that being said, hit that like, hit that notification button, hit that little bell, guys, that belly guy, hit him, and hit the subscribe button, bro, and watch more of my videos coming up, because I'm about to drop some fire coming up this summer, guys. Let's go.